Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel VR Tales. So today's video is regarding NAFID interview experience. I appeared for it on 22nd of July for lending operations stream and for analyst grade. So I'll walk you through all the questions that were asked by different panel members. But before that, I just highlight three things to you that you should keep in mind before appearing for interview. See, first is highlight all your experiences, be it internship even, and try to link your work with the current profile of NAFID. Even if it's not relatable, try to point or figure out one point. Maybe the communication skills can be that point that would be helpful in NAFID, or maybe the if you're in sales department, you've done the appraisal part that you can highlight, or any one figure also you can point out that you can relate. It would be of great help to you. And second is before appearing for interview, you how to know what questions can be asked is you should always go through your stream and what is the work profile that you'll be handling after being selected in NAFID, that you can come go to get to know through notification may everything is mentioned. You can go through each pointers and think on your mind that अगर आप एक interviewer होते what questions you would ask, or ask ChatGPT regarding it. Take its help. It would be very helpful for you, and prepare accordingly. So, and third point is never speak what is not true. Always speak what you have done, and not just anything just to flatter. Because if अगर वो चीज़ catch हो गया, then it will be very difficult for you. Okay, starting with my interview. My interview was in Bandra Kulla Complex, Mumbai, और सभी का वहीं होता है. And it was for analyst grade. Stream was lending operations, and five panel members were there. One of them was not there, but उनका चेयर था, इसका मतलब पांच लोग थे, but when I went inside there were only four people. So the first panel member asked me, walk me through your resume. In this you have to mention your full educational qualifications, your work profile, and आपका current role क्या है, and about your family background a little bit. Then you can tell about then they ask, tell me about your work profile, and they were trying to understand what work I do, and will that be helpful to NAFID or something like that. I Because they were very much interested in knowing what all I was doing, and the third question was also on that. It says that what is your role, and more questions to understand. So the fourth question was, why do you want to leave your current organization and work in NAFID? So that's a very definite question an interviewer can ask you, because as I'm already working in good organization, and that's why I want to shift to NAFID. So you should have a strong answer to this. I also told them my reason, and after that they asked me, do you have any idea regarding working hours here? Basically they were trying to mention here that working hours is really long. They gave their own example that I myself want to go to my family back at least at 7. Some days I aspire to go, but I'm not able to go because the work is so demanding in NAFID. So they asked me the same, that every day it will go till 7:30. Even a single day I'm not able to go back before 7:30 or 8. नहीं तो बज ही जाते हैं. And maybe sometimes you would be called on Saturdays as well. So are you okay with that? So I told them that yes, of course we have no other option but to agree. And ये देखो ये सब ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होते हैं, इवन जिधर भी काम रहते हैं doing deadlines or something, you have to appear on weekends as well. So that's fine for me. I understand that. So I mentioned that to them. Next, what is project finance? Um, so project finance is any financing arrangement wherein the feasibility of the project is checked through the projected cash flows of the project itself, and not based on the creditworthiness of the borrower. So next question was that is it any different from corporate finance? And yes, because I answered them yes, because corporate finance, while financing those loans, the lender always checks the uh, balance sheet and the past trends and the current market projections of that industry, and also the profile of the borrower, and the credibility is credibility. So but in project finance we don't check these things. We check the cash flows generated out of the project itself, and whether that project will be feasible or not. So next question they ask is, how do you do the credit appraisal of any loan to be financed? So in this I mentioned them 2 3 points, like the Regulatory, internal and external regulations we will check, borrower's credibility we will check, and then different ratios we will check, and so these things I mentioned, and 1 2 points extra I mentioned which I'm not getting it right now. And yeah, the projected cash flows from the project, all this will mention. So he was like okay. And the second panel member asked me, how will you check the project feasibility? So again, I was repeating those same things, that how the appraisal is to be done, like we'll check the projected cash flows and whether it's profitable or not. Then he said, okay, that's a different zone, but what else can we check? So I didn't want to stretch that more because I was not having any other more points with me. So I mentioned that I am not aware of this question, sir. I'm sorry. And then he asked me what ratios will you check, like you were mentioning few ratios, like why, what all will check. So I mentioned that DSCR, that service coverage ratio, and then internal rate of return, and payback period, and debt equity ratio. This all will check a few ratios. And then he mentioned what is your current salary. So I think they asked me this question because NAFID salary is not like very high comparing to the regulatory bodies. So that's why they asked me that whether they will be able to offer that much or not. So they mentioned that they have currently increased their salary, and that would be like higher than what I'm currently getting. So that's fine. Okay. So how many attempts, they asked how many attempts you have taken for to clear your CA finals. So I mentioned that I have taken 2 attempts to clear my CA finals. So that and I have also cleared both of them together. And with first attempt I was not able to clear my syllabus and these things. So that's why I appeared just to check what marks I'm getting, of course. So third, now then he was done. Then the third panel member asked me, how is infra loans different from commercial loans? So I mentioned that infra loans have a high risk, whereas commercial loans have a short to like low to medium risk, and infra loans is for high long tenures. Commercial loans is for short to medium tenures, and generally infra loans is for infrastructure projects, and commercial loans is for to help the normal retailing borrowers. Then he asked what risks are associated with road infrastructure project. In this, I mentioned that construction risk or the material supply risk, regulatory hurdles can be there, but I don't know if he was expecting some other question answer from me, and he was not very satisfied. So I after that I didn't answer any other. I didn't give it any another try. I just mentioned, sir, this much I can recall. And he also then he said some few other points, and at that point of time my mind went blank, like I was not able to capture what he's saying, because nervousness is one such thing. I just wanted him to move forward to some other question, because I was like, first question I was not able to answer. Before that also one question, feasibility one, again this question. So this all things, nervousness increases. Okay. So why does commercial bank not grant long-term loans? He asked me the next question. I said the commercial banks doesn't want to grant long-term loans because of long gestation period of the infra loans. It is generally granted for long years, like 15, 30 to 40 years, and if and the loan amount is also very huge. If the banks grant so much of loan, it will be left with not much loan capital with itself to help the retail borrowers. So that's why. And then they asked what impact will it have on the financial statement. So I said that I was not able to mention this, but I was like trying to explain in simple words. But he mentioned that all that you have said now, you can summarize it in one term. What is that one term? And no, I was not able to guess that one term because I was very nervous. So I was thinking and explaining him, but he said, "This much you have said, but the correct word will be asset liability mismatch." And then I was like, I could not speak this much, But see, nervousness is one such real thing that will that can affect your interview. Okay, then he said, okay, fine. The fourth and the last panel member, because the fifth one was not there, he asked me what there are three financial statements, that is balance sheet, P&L, cash flow statement, and so what is the use of cash flow statement? So I mentioned that cash flow statement is used to check the cash flows in and out, and liquidity of the business, and also the if the company has enough cash funds available with itself. So also for profitability, this all I was mentioning. Then he said that, okay, that's fine, but that is very but I just explain me with an example, and also tell me that what this profitability or this things cannot be you calculated by a profit and loss statement, so why is cash flow required? So at that point of time, I was like, if I don't answer this question, I'm out, because already like two questions above I have not been able to answer. So I just thought, and like I mentioned just one point that sir, suppose in case of sales, in PNL we put the full sales figure, but through cash flows we can get to know what is the cash sales figure, and we can also calculate the credit sales figure, because of which we get to analyze that what is the credit policy of the company, whether it's just making sales without generating cash out of it, and we can also, which can lead to bad debts in future, and also making of provisions. So our accounts receivable turnaround rate ratio can also be calculated using it. So for this, cash flow statement very useful. So he said, okay, fine, good. Then he asked what is my notice period. I mentioned the 3 months, and he said that, that if that can be lessened. I said chances are low, sir, because policy is very strict. So at that point of time, I think I should have not spoken like this. I might have said that I will talk to HR and these things, but I told them directly that no, sir, I don't think, because that is the truth thing. But yeah, okay. So he asked, why are you planning to appear for RBI or SEBI, something like that. And again I said yes. So all this blunder I have done, and he said that, okay, if you get selected in RBI, suppose you have got selected, then you will leave NAFED. I was like quiet, and I was like wondering there in itself that why did I answer yes to that question? I might have said no, and he was like, then the other panel member is saying that she's quiet, you can understand very well the answer. I said, no, sir, no. If I get the learning opportunity in NAFED, I will stick to NAFED. This mentioned, and then I don't think they were very convinced, because my first initial reaction was like I was blank. So that's why. So this was my interview experience on 22nd of July. I hope it will be helpful to you, and you get some idea of how to deal with your own interview. And that's all for this video. I hope you have a great interview and you get selected in whatever exam you're appearing for. And thank you so much.